Hello and welcome to my review of the not the Legend of Ruby Sunday, Empire of Death. Just to let you know, my brain is melted because I went to the cinema and I'm not used to going to the cinema at this time. But we're gonna give you my thoughts. Comment down below how you feel. I've also done like an out of the cinema reaction where I give you my immediate thoughts as to how I felt. I've since mellowed, and obviously because I had a car ride home to think, I did check Twitter to see that I think people's reactions were more negative than my initial ones were, and that's okay. That's completely fine. I understand a lot of their points, and I feel like I had a pretty good time with this episode. I think I perfectly enjoyed it. I think it was fun enough. There are flaws. There are big flaws. Also, I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a bit of a problem that irritated me a little bit because our cinema screening already started a little bit late, and then what happened? So we already thought we were going to we're going to be past midnight by the time this new episode comes out. And then in the cinema screening, there was a 15-minute break put in. I'm not sure if that's for every screening or just ours, but it felt like it was for every screening because anyway, no one really cares about this. Nice. Millie Gibson. I can't think. Millie Gibson recorded a video message just before Empire of Death. Really nice touch. Didn't need the 15-minute break. But maybe our cinema screening should have started earlier. But that would have made more sense. I think it was supposed to start 15 minutes earlier. Started at 11 and then started running ads, and it was a bit stupid. Empire of Death. As I said in my out of theatre reaction, Russel's big strength, especially as a finale writer, is writing the emotional stuff. We can complain for a long time about the way maybe his actual endings to stories aren't always the best, but what he does and what he does well is the emotional stuff. The stuff that really worked here was like stuff that I feel like I should have noticed, but like the complete like a really nice tight knit like season 1 or 14 is really the series of family and all of those themes, and it kind of didn't hit me until some of those scenes at the end where it all just tied together really nicely. Let's talk about the reveal of Ruby's mother, who happens to be a random person. And I think the best way I can describe it is, look, could they have done some cool, interesting reveal? Yes. Will people be bothered by the fact that it isn't a cool reveal? Genuinely, maybe that's okay. For me, personally, any reveal they could have done is cooler in our minds than it actually is on screen for the most part. There will be very few reveals where we go, oh, that's really cool. But yeah, I think that's how it worked for me. I didn't mind it. I think it tied together, like all of those kind of ideas tied together quite nicely. The fact that it's a normal person, but it's the thinking about it. It's the us that makes her special. I don't know, that stuff really worked for me. Sutekh as a villain. I love Sutekh. I've rewatched Pyramids of Mars and the Tales of the TARDIS version. It's a fantastic story. I'm not sure Sutekh has any. Like we kill a lot of people and we do that, but I think there are certainly arguments that Sutekh as a character wasn't properly used. I think gimmick is a strong word, but maybe there is an argument that Sutekh as a villain is more of just a gimmick of bringing back an old villain than actually properly using Sutekh. I also am not 100% sure that Sutekh's dead. I don't know. I feel like maybe this is just the way my mind goes creatively, but I feel like we're leading towards like the entire pantheon together at once. And killing Sutekh would mean you're killing part of the pantheon. Maybe that's not where we're heading, and I've done that wrong. But who knows? I thought we might be heading towards all of them together. But yeah, Sutekh was a little disappointing. I think in general the plot here is it's fine. It's a little messy. I mean, I was thinking about this. I think they might have got the cliffhanger at the wrong point. I feel like maybe, obviously, you'd probably have to slightly rework script stuff, but I feel like the murder of the world could have been the cliffhanger, because, you know, like, that's part of my problem with last week's stuff, that the cliffhanger was, it's sutekh, and that's kind of it, and I feel like the actual cliffhanger might be, you know, everyone's dead. We kind of do, I think the problem with having all, like the death and rebirth all in one episode is that, and I get you could say this about a lot of things, and again, I'm trying not to be negative, I actually did have a lot of fun during this episode, but I think you have to look at it as, like, we've killed these people at the start of an episode. It feels like there's no stakes because we know in our heart of hearts these characters are coming back at the end of the episode. If you at least, like, do an Infinity War and let it sit with us for, well, in that case, a year, but in our case, if you let that sit with us for the week, it kind of, instead of just going, I am sutekh and I'm going to kill you, he does it, and that proves it. And also, I feel like not only was there stuff you could have cut out of Legend of Ruby Sunday to make that fit in, but then it would have given this stuff a little bit, because we kind of zoomed through some stuff. The pacing of this episode was a little odd. We kind of zoomed through some stuff. Not everything made sense. I mean, nice woman who gave the spoon. I'm not fully sure on the importance of that, but, you know, it was perfectly nice. And again, it's Russel's writing to a T. It's the emotional beats really, really work, and the actual plot stuff, he isn't always the best. I liked the connection to 73 Yards. I thought that was fun, giving it some meaning. We saw a little bit of it, and I was hoping it might develop more into the 73 Yard stuff. But no, I think we've drawn a bow under 73 Yards now, and, you know, that is okay. But what do you guys think? Because I think it builds stuff like Mrs. Flood. Now it's cool, even though things they still need to explain. I don't think we really explained why it snows when Ruby's there. I don't think if we did explain that, comment down below. I don't think we explained why it snows every time Ruby's about. And also the Mrs. Flood stuff, which is fine, but again, they have to explain why Mrs. Flood keeps talking to the camera, because that is kind of bugging me. So if Mrs. Flood can break the fourth wall, I need to know why, because otherwise, I can go with some stuff, but personally for me, I need to know why Mrs. Flood is breaking the fourth wall. Is there anything else I feel worth mentioning? Ruby's gone, and that's the end. But even though we know she's kind of coming back, but I don't know. I feel like that makes sense. We know she's coming back. In a certain sense, it's a bit like a Rose situation where she's, like, gone, or like a Martha situation where she's gone but will come back in other roles. But Millie has said that she thinks she could play the role for a long time. So I feel like Ruby's coming back, and this will be an important part of RTD2, even beyond Series 15. Thank you very much for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see ya in a big podcasty review and series ranking, all those cool videos, because I've got a fun guest lined up.